Hey, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier. I'm here with a very special Mike's Instant Movie Review double header. I will be discussing the film that I just saw, Papel of Chimney Town, as well as a film that I saw about 3 days ago that I didn't have a chance to do an interactive Mike's Instant Movie Review, the 355. Now, which one should I start with? Well, why don't we start with the 355 and then we'll come back to Papel of Chimney Town. Now, this is interactive. You're free to jump in here and ask a question, make a comment. Try to keep this on point with the movies. I know a lot of people are asking me about world events and so forth, and you can do that if you like. But for these movies, the 355, Ladies Night Out, Ladies Action Film, Jessica Chastain, who's very becoming very gorgeous woman. She's been around for a while, but she's continuing to look great, and this is a great role for her as Mace is her character's name. She's kind of like one of these, spies, double agents, whatever you want to call it. The Mace character, but it's really an all-star ladies showcase. I mean, you've got Penelope Cruz. I could be wrong, but I think Penelope Cruz is over 50 years old, but she looks like she's in her mid 30s, if that. Just fantastic lady. Also, great actress too, Penelope Cruz. I mean, you wouldn't say she's a bad actress. She's a good actress, but she's very attractive. Let's see. Michael AJ's chiming in with some wrestling reports. Well, the wrestling world, buddy. What can we say? They're all a bunch of idiots. MLW, interesting. I'll have to investigate. As far as this movie goes, the 355, it's kind of one of these movies where, um, there's a lot of twists and turns. There's a lot of egos. Some what I like to call acting in a way that's kind of like how do I express this? It's a word that I'm looking for, like posturing. Like there's some posturing going on with some of the characters and the bravado, and it's a good movie. I mean, it's kind of like what's the group that Stallone always does, the guys that can't do things. The movie with Stallone and all the older action guys. This is kind of like that for like women in their 40s or 50s. But I mean the Jessica Chastain, you can't take away anything from her. Why would you? Penelope Cruz, and some interesting elements. You can't trust men. Blah blah blah. All that crap. Um, I haven't heard of the movie COVID Land, buddy. I mean, it sounds interesting. I'd be happy to watch it. I just haven't heard of it until just now. You broke the news to me, buddy, AJ. So I'd be happy to watch that movie. I did buy a ticket or get my reservation for Saturday night. Some type of racism, the movie, like a discussion of racism in America, where we're all a bunch of fucking racist fucks, and this movie's gonna cure all our ailments. Some type of special lecture thing in the movie theater on Saturday night. And in theory, I have a ticket for the Scream movie, I think on Friday night. And I get all these advanced tickets, folks, through these subscription apps that I do, the Regal Cinema, the AMC that I was just at. I mean, you're wondering how do I see all these movies? It's because I have all these wonderful subscriptions, which are really pennies on the fucking dollar. So let's get to this. So what I suggest, the 355, yeah, it was a good movie. It's a great movie. I mean, I don't know if it's great, but it's good. I think they left some room for sequels, which is fine. But the Jessica Chastain and the Penelope Cruz. Let's see, buddy. I've been watching Fred Willard's DC Follow. Oh yeah, Fred Willard, very funny guy. Very funny guy. I think didn't he just pass away? Was that the guy I'm thinking of? Fred Willard. He's in The Mighty Wind, and he was in a lot of those movies, the kind of mockumentary movies, like The Best in Show and all that. I think a friend of mine was a big Fred Willard fan. Well, folks, let's get to our Papel of Chimney Town. Now, I'm guessing, unless you specifically came on YouTube and you did a search and you found this Papel of Chimney Town reaction, you might be wondering, God, are you going to talk about this fucking movie? I enjoyed it. I was a little tired in the theater, to be honest with you. Not the movie's fault, strictly my fault. I made the mistake of having an ice cream sandwich before the movie, and my blood sugar must have gone to shit, and I just got fucking exhausted. I had no beverage. I should have gotten a beverage for this film. I just did drinking material, but I was probably dehydrated, and so I was a little wheezy. I wouldn't mind seeing this movie again, which I don't see all movies twice. I probably agree with this one, AJ. Yeah, it looks like a waste of time, but I'll probably see it just because, part of the subscription plan. Jackass forever, Michael. But going back to the Papel, it's an epic animated adventure. I did see it. Now, this helped. English audio dub, no subtitling. I believe the movie is a Japanese animation. Very unique animation style, very unique storyline. I mean, the storyline's kind of complicated, but it takes place in the not too distant future. There's this city called Chimney Town, which is the people are suffering because they're in the city of black smoke, smoky smoke, as they say. They're just in a town full of chimneys and they're suffocating in smoke, and only one man sees a star through the smoke. And stars in the sky are just rumors to these people. They've never seen any of this stuff. But this one guy has a vision of a star and he's telling people about it. And of course, he's beaten up by a group that they call the Inquisitors. So the Inquisitors are kind of like this stormtrooper type of fascist regime for something called I'm trying to remember what they call it, the central bank. So there's all types of allegories and stories and all types of horrible things all in this movie going on. All types of storylines in this Papel of Chimney Town. And you might be, if you're like me, I mean, I really had to kind of open up my mind to go see this movie because I kind of avoid non-American movies. But this time I made myself go see it, and I'm glad I did. I would definitely probably want to see it again. I think I might enjoy it more the second time. I'd be a little more alert, a little more awake. But the animation is great. Of course, there's kind of a creepy story. I mean, to me, it's a little creepy. This fucking guy is a garbage man. He's not a guy who takes out the garbage. He's a man who is made of garbage. Like this guy's body and his head and his face consists of like garbage. Okay, like a fucking umbrella is his goddamn nose, and he's got like fucking whatever the fucks as his ears, and like all types of things are happening, and it's like and of course he's hanging out with a kid. Uh, and there's this really cool Halloween fucking song at the beginning of this fucking movie. So if you are an open-minded individual to the type of movies that you enjoy, I would suggest this film. I mean, I don't know what else to say except I enjoyed it. I mean, I liked the movie. I thought it was fun. So there you go. I mean, is it an Oscar winner? I don't know. Maybe for animation, so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. But I enjoyed Papel of Chimney Town. I'm glad I went to see it. I do suggest it. I mean, Christ. And that's it. So what else do you want from me? I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the 355. The 355. The one thing I'd say about it, the title's kind of silly. Well, I'll get into the wrestling, buddy, since you're insisting. NXT Wendy Chu dress in pajamas to wrestle. Be honest with you, Michael, I haven't watched fucking NXT in maybe 2 or 3 months. I mean, I tried to watch that episode where Braun Breaker won the NXT title, but I turned it off during the intros of the first match. The way that it's so homogenized and it's so goddamn predictable and it's just repetitive. I can't give my life to WWE Mick wrestling anymore. It's just not my thing. I mean, it's like, when they have a big match, when Brock and Roman wrestle for the 500th time, I guess I'll tune in. Um, but they've just fired so many people. I mean, today someone was telling me on Facebook, Eric, my buddy there, the hardcore Eric, was saying that they fired somebody, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know who you're talking about. Here's a good question. I appreciate this one, buddy. Michael is asking, WWE and AEW work together. Your thoughts? Well, I believe, I could be wrong, but there. I mean, in a sense, Jericho already kind of crossed that forbidden door. If you remember that Jericho was on the Steve Austin podcast not too long ago, I think this past summer, and they acknowledged that he's in AEW and so forth. So you could already said that they have, to that degree. From my understanding, the rumors are these are just for like biographies of people like Jim Ross and some other people, probably Jericho, and who else? Other wrestlers, maybe an Adam Cole. Guys that they want to do little vignettes on or skits on. Maybe Moxley, or Ambrose. And so they WWE just checked in with AEW. Apparently, Johnny Laurinaitis checked in with Tony Khan to see if that could be, done. And so they say they're working together. I don't know how much that's working together. I mean, if you remember, somebody brought up, it's probably Alvarez, that Ric Flair did that Hall of Fame thing like in 2012 when he was with TNA. He went over to WWE for a night for a Hall of Fame thing, and I guess they let Christian go to Impact for a pay-per-view, some shit like that. So I mean, and you think about things like the Brian Pillman tribute shows back in the day. They used to have some interactive wrestling booking between the major companies. I'm not too excited about it. I mean, here's the thing, AJ, and I'm going to address your question here. If they take it to the next level, like if we really see I mean, it would be kind of cool to see Triple H show up at AEW and like complain about Vince destroying NXT. That would be a good angle. I mean, you could do a whole lot of shit. I mean, like I just wrote a great storyline in 2 seconds. I wrote that. You could do a whole bunch of shit between these companies. You could get Shane involved, Stephanie. What if Stephanie and Tony Khan made out? You know what I mean? Stephanie McMahon, French kissing Tony Khan. Wouldn't that be exciting? But all this inside baseball wrestling crap, you could do a lot of cool things, but at the end of the day, I probably would be opposed to it, to be quite honest with you, because every time the WWE does business with somebody, they end up taking over the company that they do business with. I mean, you look at ECW or you look at anything else. Oh, God, Impact is coming back. Moose wants Roman. Well, he wants the rub. He wants the publicity of challenging Roman Reigns, but I mean, probably 1,000th of the people that know who Roman Reigns is know who Moose is. And I'm just being honest, that's probably the number. It's 1,000th of the people that know who Roman Reigns is know who Moose fucking is. I barely know who fucking Moose is. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't sit around thinking about fucking Moose. I know he's a wrestler, he's a big guy, blah, 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 fuck. But I don't really give a fuck about him because, no offense to Moose, it's not his fault. But Impact Wrestling is the fucking Joey Ryan promotion. They were doing all those god awful Joey Ryan in Wrestlers Court skits. They were doing all the god awful booking with Tessa Blanchard, humiliating and embarrassing Brian Cage, defeating what's his dick, Sammy Callahan, winning the men's title, and then she never defends it. She decides to just take her belt and go home. So, how can I respect a federation like that doesn't respect the industry? I don't. And I don't support Impact Wrestling, and I encourage others not to watch it. Okay. So, I take this goddamn thing a little bit seriously. I'd rather have a stack of old Continental Wrestling tapes and watch Ron Feller Welch and watch real men have real wrestling matches and the Dirty White Girl and fucking Tony Anthony. I'd rather watch that than this god awful Moose with his god awful wrestling company. Actually, it's not Moose's fault. It's the company stinks. It's just Moose is caught up in it. Um, some interest. I don't know what the hell this means. Chain, is that a real thing? What's going on, Chain? Is that real? Is that some type? I mean, if people push that button, is their computer going to explode or what? Chain, check in on YouTube. I don't know. What the fuck does this mean, Chain? What are you doing? So anyway, I don't know, man. I mean, Moose. To be honest with you, I wish these fucking forbidden doors would stay forbidden. I wish that these wrestling promotions wouldn't work together. Just when wrestling promotions work together, UWF and Jim Crockett, AWA and World Class, just look through your history books. And these wrestling, integrated wrestling angles have very little success, and they're usually not worth the hype. And it's not something that crosses over like for the quote casual fan quote that the hardcore wrestling fan always seems to give a shit about. These inner wrestling rivalries never capture the imagination of the quote casual fan quote. So any fucking way. My thoughts, buddy. I don't know what to say. I mean, I've been enjoying AEW, that women's street fight to end the year. I like wrestling. I love wrestling, but I mean, just they need to improve the game of pro wrestling in order for me to be impressed. And because they're lazy, because they don't think outside the box, and because they're easily threatened by intelligent people such as myself, they don't hire individuals like me who would challenge the status quo and improve the status quo. In fact, they'd rather just hire fucks. It's a nepotism business. They hire within their own families. So glory be to them, but it doesn't do me a hill of shit good to worry about their fucking problems. So any goddamned way, I liked the fucking movie, the fucking Chimney Town fucking guy, the garbage man, the spirit of the dead father, and the garbage man. POUPELLE of Chimney Town, the 355, I enjoyed the sexy women, the Penelope Cruz, the Jessica Chastains. Um, Mikey, have you watched Squid Game? Actually, I have not, buddy. I've heard something about it. I've heard a lot about it, but I don't have fucking whatever the fuck Netflix or Hulu right now. So I don't know what Squid Game is. I mean, you're welcome to tell me about it, but I haven't watched it. I mean, there's only so many hours in the day, buddy. I was watching this Beatles anthology discs last night, and then I was trying to watch some fucking Japanese wrestling from like 1981, Dynamite Kid versus Tatsumi Fujinami, Steve Kern, the NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion versus the WWF Heavyweight Light Heavyweight Champion Tatsumi Fujinami. Real life Hunger Games. Well, it does sound interesting. The Squid Game. I wonder if there's actual squids involved. Is it people actually trying to kill each other? I mean, it sounds very exciting. That premise has been done before. Ice T did a movie like that. I think Steve Austin did. There's been a bunch of fucking movies where, like, oh my god, people have to hunt each other. It's one of those fucking movie ideas that kind of gets recycled. Oh my god, I guess I'm just fucking tired. People have died in it. In Squid Game, in this fucking reality show. Is this from America? I mean, is this legal? I do wonder about things, buddy. Like, what's that fucking thing? Naked and Afraid. I mean, they have all these bugs and these vipers, these snakes, these crocodiles. How can these people be on this reality show and not die? Oh, China. Well, there you fucking go. No offense, but I mean, Christ. I mean, I think China needs to be put in timeout, to be honest with you. I mean, God. I mean, they haven't had a good decade so far. Okay? No offense. But I mean, Christ. You know what I mean? God. I mean, shit. But I mean, this is the problem. You ready? You want to piss on China because of, that fucking pandemic. But at the end of the fucking day, you go to the Dollar Tree and you're buying all this dollar shit, and everything is made in fucking China, made in China. I mean, as Americans, you have to realize we have the most cozy, comfortable fucking lives. Even the most suffering fucks among us is so much more comfortable physically than the Chinese people working in these the fucking production plants 20 hours a day. They fucking have fucking nets outside the building so these people can't kill themselves. I mean, Christ. So, I don't want to piss on China too much because they do all the fucking work. You know what I mean? And I don't know what to say. I mean, the riddles and the fucking mysteries of life are so far down the rabbit hole that you and I have no chance of solving these problems. You know what I mean? Like the inequities of man, the inequities of society, the caste system that we're all born into. If I could snap my mighty goddamn Mike Messier fingers and solve the world's problems, I most certainly would. Unfortunately, I can't. Let's see, buddy. Mikey, have you tried? I'm trying to get your comment up here, but it's not. Here we go. Uh, Mikey, have you tried the gyro burger? It's damn good. Well, I've had gyros or gyros or heroes, depending on. I mean, everywhere you fucking go, people want to correct you. That's one goddamn thing I hate about people is if you say something like gyro, some fuck has to say, "Oh, it's a gyro." Oh, go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Or if you say, "Oh, a gyro," they say, "Oh, it's a gyro here." Okay, asshole. I'll make a fucking note of it. But any goddamn way, I'm not sure what you're talking about. The Giro Burger, I don't know where that is. Is that a Wendy's thing, a Burger King thing? I don't know. Let me know, buddy, because I really don't know where to get it. But just people are a pain in the fucking ass. I mean, everybody, I just hate correctors. I hate people that always feel that they need to fucking correct you. It's like, go fuck yourself. Although on fucking Facebook and shit like that, I'm always the first asshole to remind someone that they don't know how to use apostrophes because nobody fucking does anymore. Nobody knows when to put a fucking apostrophe between a that and an S, except for me, apparently. I guess it's just something that people can't be bothered with the fucking apostrophes. Sorry, I like to have things be fucking legible, but any goddamn way. But people who just like to correct you and people that like to diminish you can go fuck themselves. That's another lesson in the goddamn day. What else, buddy? I don't know. You didn't answer my query. I was trying to find out where this fucking gyro burger's made. Oh, it's gyro. Okay, let's see. Let's see. People think they know better about COVID and shots and masks. Well, hey man, I got my shots. I got my fucking booster shot in my left eyeball. I said, give it to me where it's really gonna help. And they said, well, sir, we've got this experimental thing where we're putting the booster shot in the center of your fucking retina. I said, please, let's do it. So that's how hardcore I am. Yeah, but the thing is, folks, here's my thing, folks. We all get, I mean, the same people that are against the vaccine, and I heard Hulk Hogan is now, are these fuckers not getting their polio fucking shots when they're an infant? Because, I mean, last time I checked, everybody gets a fucking polio shot, but are these assholes not getting their polio shots? You tell me. You know what I mean? Oh, I'll take the polio shot, but I won't take this one. Okay, asshole. So anyway, you know, I mean, I'm walking around today, no mask on me. I mean, a friend of mine, shout out to him, apparently a buddy of mine who's got a couple of fucking vaccines and the goddamn booster somehow got COVID. And it's like, what the fuck? Is COVID going to be a Spanish flu? It lasted bro. I think we're headed for 5 or 6 years, to be honest with you. In fact, I just have a goal of outliving COVID. To be honest with you, I can see this going on for the rest of my goddamn life because fucks who don't want to get vaccinated and fucks who don't want to, social distance or whatever the fuck, and people that are just like, oh, it's like getting the sniffles. It's like, okay, until you fucking get it, then magically your opinion changes, assholes. How many times have we seen that story? Everyone, oh, it's just like getting the sniffles. Okay, then they fucking get it. And suddenly it's like, oh, I thought I was going to die. Well, shit for brain. Why don't you get your goddamn vaccine shot like everybody fucking else with a brain in their head? Oh, because it's a government conspiracy. Okay, asshole. Go to McDonald's and enjoy your hamburger. So any fucking way. Just what a world we live in. What a bunch of fucks. We have to share this goddamn world with people we hate. yet somehow we get through it. So there you fucking go, folks. Papel of Chimney Town, good fucking movie, PG movie, by the way, kids movie, whatever the fuck. People are stupid. They abuse nurses and stuff in hospitals. Exactly. Unfortunately for me, I was in the hospital for a couple of times in 2019, non fucking COVID. But the nurses were the nicest thing about it. I mean, they actually give a fuck, and they have to deal with people's bodies and their stenches, and they have to shower these fucks. So I mean, you have to really respect these nurses. Tough way to make a living, but in any fucking event way. Well, AJ, I'm glad you've been here, buddy. For those of you that are checking us out on the rebroadcast, you can always watch plenty of Mike's instant movie reviews. Remember all the playlists that I have, the Messier Mantra, my own short films, Disregard the Vampire, Mike Messier documentary, Stickman getting some love today. Mikey, I heard patient attack, nurse spitting on them and stuff. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I watched some stories today, AJ, about women throwing their fucking babies in dumpsters. I guess there was 2 cases of this reported on the news. These crazy women throwing their babies in the dumpster. One woman having a baby and then throwing it out the fucking window. I don't know what to say to this. Just humanity is falling to pieces. Someone put us together. I really don't know what to say. I mean, there's so many horrible goddamn things going on in the world. It gets a little depressing, but I'm going to get going now, folks. Subscribe to Mike Messier YouTube channel. Enjoy the films.